There are certain things that can be very difficult and very emotional to discuss in a family, especially when it involves finances and end-of-life issues. Roseanne Frano is an attorney with Williams Parker, and thank you so much for coming today. We're very happy to have you. Now, we're talking about some very important topics here that I don't really like to discuss with my kids. I bet a lot of people feel that way.
That's absolutely correct. It can be very uncomfortable and awkward to broach these subjects of end-of-life decisions, healthcare decisions, any periods of incapacity during lifetime. And these aren't just decisions for people more advanced in age. It really is during your entire lifetime. A young person or people in the middle of their life who are raising families and building businesses and working very hard. These are all decisions and they're emotional, but what's most important is once you go through the process and you have conversations with your family and you discuss what's most important to you, what are your most closely held values and priorities, that really you can find a lot of comfort, and it can end up being a very uplifting conversation at the end because your family has a lot of confidence in the decisions that you've made, and you have a lot of confidence that your wishes can be carried out as you intend them to be.
And your family wants your wishes, right? I mean, I know my biggest fear, Linda, you always say I don't like to talk about this stuff with my kids, but like if I don't know what you want as your daughter, then I'm stressed. And I want to know what you want.
And that's the biggest part, is relieving stress both for you about worrying about it and also for your family feeling confident that they know what you want and can do that for you.
My husband was very careful to let me know what he wanted before he died. He said, okay, if you marry again within 2 years, you don't get to keep my footballs. They go to the kids. So he wrote that down. You've got to have those important things in there. Right. So it's good to do that while you're still young enough so you can laugh about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and you should really cover 2 periods maybe of consideration as you think about this. When you talk with your estate planning attorney or your family, you really want to think about lifetime periods of incapacity. Do you have powers of attorney so that somebody can cover your finances for you on your behalf if you're unable, or medical decisions if you're unable to communicate with your doctor. But also you want to discuss after your lifetime has ended, how should things be handled and who should handle them, and who inherits and how and when, and what about the footballs and all those very important things. But those really are the important conversations to be having during your life as your priorities are changing and evolving, and also making sure that when a time comes that there may be an unexpected moment of need for somebody to help, that they're well informed and that you have all the foundation documents in place to be able to do that.
I think too you need to write down those emotional things you're leaving, like the Christmas decorations or things like that, because I've seen those little things cause more trouble in families than anything else after a death.
It really can, and that's part of what you can talk about with your attorney is how can I really deal with both the financial side of it, but also those emotional pieces about what's peculiar and specific to your family and your loved ones, so that you can help try to arrange those so that it'll be less of a emotional process and more of a celebration of those
I know
things.
this week is we've been talking about Age Friendly Week and Age Friendly the festival and Age Friendly Sarasota. It isn't just about protecting the person as they age and then pass. It's also, some of these documents can help the next generation. You can make sure that your grandkids or your family are protected.
Absolutely, and through the estate planning process and through these conversations, you can find out what's most important. Is it really about making sure your grandchildren are well educated, or that you always have security for other generations of your family? And through the conversations, you can learn from your family what's important to them. You can also share with them what's important to you. And then with your attorney, you can help structure documents to be able to carry that out so that you don't have to worry about it.
Do you have advice on how to start this? Because that's where, you know, it's like I know I need to and I know I should, but I don't want to, you know, offend a parent by being like, so when you die, let's talk about this. And vice versa, you know, obviously it
You
makes
don't want to say I'm about to die and have people think that, you know, you're worried and then, you know, cause a panic.
The first step is always the hardest and it is the most awkward, but if you say, look, everything's good right now and I feel great and I know that you feel great, but help me understand. Let me know, who do I call if something happens, or where do I find information that I need if something happens? And that way you're approaching it in a time when there's no stress in the situation itself, so it's a calmer time to ask, but also you can start with little bits of information like who do I call or where do I look, so that it's not imposing too much on them if they're not quite ready to share all the details.
So don't wait till you're ill.
Yeah,
kind of
and,
thing.
and you don't want things to get lost, like savings accounts or CDs or something, because the kids didn't know where the parents
Right.
had them,
Great
or even
point.
know that they owned them. So what do you want people to take away? You're going to be speaking at the Age Friendly event on Saturday, right?
I will. I'll be speaking there. I'm participating to help share a little bit of this perspective from the estate planning attorney. And I think most important is take that first step. If you have not created an estate plan, whether you're young, whether you're in the middle of your life, or whether you've done it before and you need to go back and look at it again, but take that first step, see your attorney and work through an estate plan, and then have conversations with those people who are trusted advisors, who are your family and your loved ones, so that they know how best to carry out your intentions when it comes to a time that you can't speak for yourself.
Important.
Very good to
We
know,
don't like to
very
think
good
about
to
it,
know.
but it's so important.
Absolutely.
I never plan to die, but I want to have all that in place just in case it happens.
Absolutely. Peace of mind.
Yes, peace of mind. Thank you so much. And the Age Friendly Festival will take place this Saturday, October 28th at the Sarasota Fairgrounds. And Roseanne is going to be giving a talk on these legal topics. For more information about the event, visit agefriendlysarasota.org. Next, it's a hit for the West Coast Black Theater. We'll go In the Heights.